Step into the shifting sands of the Giza plateau, where the morning sun casts long shadows across limestone blocks that have stood for over 4.5 millennia. The air is dry and carries the whispers of ancient secrets, but today we're not chasing legends or myths. We're following the footsteps of real archaeologists, making genuine discoveries that are rewriting our understanding of ancient Egyptian civilization. Right now, as you listen to this investigation, teams of international researchers are working beneath the desert surface, using ground-penetrating radar and electrical resistivity tomography to peer into spaces that have remained hidden for thousands of years. What they're finding challenges our assumptions about ancient Egyptian society, not through sensational claims or conspiracy theories, but through careful scientific analysis of physical evidence. Researchers used ground-penetrating radar and electrical resistivity tomography to scan the graveyard near the Great Pyramid of Khufu, discovering an anomaly beneath a royal graveyard near Giza. This L-shaped structure, buried beneath centuries of sand and debris, represents the kind of discovery that archaeologists spend their entire careers hoping to make. The discovery of the L-shaped object was made in an ancient Egyptian elite cemetery beside the Great Pyramid of Khufu. The significance of this discovery extends far beyond its mysterious shape. Located in what archaeologists call the Western Cemetery, this area served as the burial ground for Egypt's elite during the 4th dynasty, the same period when the Great Pyramid was constructed. The fact that something substantial enough to register on multiple forms of ground scanning technology has remained undetected until now tells us something profound about how much we still don't know about these ancient sites. But this is just one piece of a much larger puzzle that's currently being assembled by archaeologists around the world. Zahi Hawass, renowned Egyptian archaeologist, announced that a scientific mission is currently investigating the pyramid, and significant archaeological findings may be revealed in 2025. The anticipation in the archaeological community is palpable as teams prepare to announce discoveries that could fundamentally change our understanding of pyramid construction, ancient Egyptian society, and the sophisticated engineering capabilities of this remarkable civilization. The methods being used today would seem like magic to the early explorers who first entered these monuments. Ground-penetrating radar sends electromagnetic pulses into the earth, creating detailed images of buried structures without disturbing a single grain of sand. Electrical resistivity tomography measures how different materials conduct electricity, allowing researchers to distinguish between solid rock, hollow spaces, and different types of construction materials. These technologies are revealing a hidden landscape beneath the Giza plateau that nobody suspected existed. Consider the implications of what we're discovering. The Western Cemetery, where this recent anomaly was found, was thought to be thoroughly explored and documented. Yet here we have evidence of substantial buried structures that escaped detection for over a century of intensive archaeological investigation. This suggests that our understanding of the site's layout and organization is incomplete, and that there may be many more discoveries waiting beneath the sand. The story becomes even more fascinating when we examine recent discoveries beyond the Giza plateau. Ancient Egyptian discoveries made in 2024 include an astronomical observatory, gold tongues found in mummies, a sword inscribed with the name of Pharaoh Ramesses II, and a 4,500-year-old attempt to treat cancer. Each of these discoveries opens new windows into the sophistication and complexity of ancient Egyptian civilization. The astronomical observatory discovery is particularly intriguing because it provides concrete evidence of the advanced mathematical and observational capabilities that we see reflected in the precise alignments of the pyramids themselves. Ancient Egyptians weren't just building monuments randomly or based solely on religious inspiration. They were conducting systematic observations of celestial movements, and incorporating this knowledge into their architectural projects with a level of precision that requires sophisticated understanding of geometry, astronomy, and engineering. The medical papyrus describing cancer treatment protocols reveals another dimension of Egyptian sophistication that often gets overshadowed by the more spectacular architectural achievements. These weren't people living in primitive conditions with limited knowledge. They were conducting medical procedures, maintaining detailed records, and developing treatment protocols for complex diseases. The fact that they were attempting to treat cancer 4,500 years ago speaks to a medical tradition that was far more advanced than many people realize. Moving beyond Egypt's borders, recent discoveries are revealing the international scope of ancient Egyptian influence and knowledge exchange. A Dutch-American team at the site of the Egyptian colony of Tombos in Nubia, present-day Sudan, has unearthed several skeletons buried within pyramids dating to between 1400 and 650 BC. This discovery is significant because it shows how Egyptian burial practices and architectural knowledge spread throughout their empire, adapting to local conditions while maintaining core cultural elements. The skeletal remains found in these Nubian pyramids are providing unprecedented insights into the lives of people who lived in Egyptian colonial settlements. The bones show evidence of physical wear patterns that tell stories about daily life, work activities, social status, and health conditions. This kind of detailed biological evidence, combined with the architectural context of the pyramid burials, is helping archaeologists understand how Egyptian culture interacted with local Nubian traditions. But perhaps the most controversial recent development involves claims about vast underground networks beneath the pyramids themselves. Italian researchers, led by Professor Corrado Malanga from the University of Pisa, say they've uncovered a vast underground network beneath the Egyptian pyramids, claiming the radar images show massive vertical shafts. However, the archaeological community has responded with appropriate skepticism to these claims. No credible evidence supports claims of vast underground structures found beneath Egyptian pyramids, according to fact-checking investigations. While these particular claims about the Khafra pyramid are false, there have indeed been recent discoveries in the area. This distinction is crucial for understanding how real archaeology works versus sensationalized claims that sometimes capture public attention. This is where the importance of rigorous scientific methodology becomes clear. Archaeology is not about making dramatic claims or promoting exciting theories. It's about carefully examining physical evidence, subjecting findings to peer review, and building understanding step by step through verified discoveries. The L-shaped anomaly near the Great Pyramid is significant precisely because it was discovered using established scientific methods and has been confirmed through multiple scanning techniques. The genuine mysteries of ancient Egypt are far more fascinating than any conspiracy theory or unfounded speculation. Consider the precision with which the Great Pyramid was constructed. The base is leveled to within just 2.1 centimeters across its entire 230-meter width. The four sides are aligned to the cardinal directions with an error of only 3 arc minutes. The mathematical relationships built into the structure incorporate advanced geometric principles that demonstrate sophisticated understanding of mathematics and engineering. These aren't accidents or coincidences. They represent deliberate design choices made by people who understood complex mathematical principles and had the engineering capability to implement them in massive stone construction projects. The question isn't whether ancient Egyptians had advanced knowledge. The evidence clearly shows they did. The question is how they developed this knowledge and how they transmitted it across generations. Recent archaeological work is beginning to shed light on these questions. The discovery of the astronomical observatory provides evidence of systematic scientific observation and record-keeping. The medical papyrus shows sophisticated understanding of anatomy and disease treatment. The precision of construction techniques visible in every major monument demonstrates advanced engineering capabilities. Together, these discoveries paint a picture of a civilization that was conducting systematic scientific investigation and applying the results to practical projects. The challenge for modern archaeologists is separating genuine scientific understanding from religious or mythological interpretations. Ancient Egyptians didn't distinguish between science and religion the way we do today. Their astronomical observations were connected to religious beliefs about divine order. Their medical practices incorporated ritual elements alongside practical treatments. Their architectural achievements served religious purposes while demonstrating engineering sophistication. This integration of practical knowledge with spiritual beliefs doesn't diminish the scientific achievements. If anything, it shows how ancient Egyptians developed systematic approaches to understanding their world that served both practical and spiritual needs. The precision of pyramid construction served religious purposes related to the pharaoh's afterlife journey, but it also required sophisticated mathematical and engineering knowledge to achieve. The ongoing investigations at Giza are revealing new evidence of this integrated approach to knowledge and construction. The recently discovered L-shaped anomaly is located in an area that served specific ritual and burial functions, but its construction required the same precision engineering techniques used in the pyramids themselves. Understanding how these different elements work together is one of the key challenges facing contemporary Egyptologists. As we wait for the major announcements promised for 2025, the archaeological community is preparing for discoveries that could significantly expand our understanding of ancient Egyptian civilization. The combination of new scanning technologies and traditional excavation methods is revealing information that previous generations of archaeologists could never have accessed. We're entering a new era of Egyptian archaeology where we can investigate sites without disturbing them, creating detailed maps of buried structures before any physical excavation begins. This technological revolution is also changing how we understand the relationship between different sites and monuments. The Giza Plateau isn't an isolated complex. It's part of a larger network of monuments and sites that served integrated functions throughout Egyptian society. Recent surveys are revealing connecting elements between sites that were previously thought to be independent, suggesting that ancient Egyptian urban planning was more sophisticated than previously recognized. The implications extend beyond archaeology into our understanding of how complex civilizations develop and maintain advanced knowledge over centuries. The continuity of Egyptian civilization for over 3,000 years represents one of the longest continuous cultural traditions in human history. Understanding how they maintained and transmitted technical knowledge across this enormous time span has implications for our understanding of cultural stability and technological development. Current research is also revealing the international connections that supported Egyptian achievements. The Nubian discoveries show how Egyptian knowledge and practices spread throughout their empire, but they also show how local traditions influenced Egyptian culture. This wasn't a one-way transfer of knowledge, it was a complex network of cultural and technical exchange that enriched all participants. The sword inscribed with Ramesses II's name, discovered in 2024, provides direct evidence of the craftsmanship and artistic sophistication that supported Egyptian civilization. The quality of metalwork, the precision of the inscriptions, and the symbolic elements incorporated into the design all demonstrate the high level of technical and artistic achievement that characterized Egyptian material culture. These kinds of discoveries are gradually building a more complete picture of ancient Egyptian society that goes far beyond the popular focus on pharaohs and monuments. We're learning about the craftspeople, engineers, astronomers, physicians, and administrators who made these achievements possible. The 4,500-year-old cancer treatment protocols represent not just medical knowledge, but institutional systems for training healers, maintaining medical records, and developing new treatments. The astronomical observatory discovery reveals not just knowledge of celestial movements, but organizational systems for conducting long-term observations, training observers, and incorporating astronomical data into architectural and religious planning. These weren't individual achievements. They were the products of sophisticated educational and institutional systems that supported advanced knowledge across multiple generations. As contemporary researchers prepare to announce their latest findings, they're building on more than 2 centuries of careful archaeological work. The excitement surrounding the promised 2025 announcements reflects the cumulative effect of decades of patient investigation, technological development, and theoretical advancement. Each new discovery builds on previous work while opening new questions for future investigation. The L-shaped anomaly beneath the Western Cemetery may seem like a small discovery, but it represents the kind of evidence that can lead to major breakthroughs in understanding. Archaeological investigation is often like assembling a vast puzzle where each piece provides context for understanding all the others. A single buried structure can provide evidence about construction techniques, social organization, religious practices, and technological capabilities that illuminates patterns visible across multiple sites. The integration of modern scanning technology with traditional archaeological methods is creating unprecedented opportunities for non-invasive investigation. We can now map entire buried complexes before disturbing any artifacts, allowing for much more sophisticated excavation planning. This approach preserves more information while also making discoveries that would have been impossible with earlier methods. The international collaboration evident in current Egyptian archaeology represents another important development. Teams from Japan, Italy, the Netherlands, America, and Egypt are working together, combining different technological capabilities and theoretical perspectives. This collaborative approach is producing discoveries and insights that wouldn't be possible for any single research team working alone. The Nubian pyramid discoveries demonstrate the value of investigating Egyptian influence beyond the borders of modern Egypt. These sites are revealing information about how Egyptian culture adapted to different environmental and social conditions while maintaining core technical and cultural elements. Understanding these adaptations provides insights into the flexibility and durability of Egyptian civilization. As we consider the significance of these recent discoveries, it's important to maintain perspective about what archaeology can and cannot tell us. We have physical evidence of sophisticated technical capabilities, complex social organization, and advanced knowledge systems. We have detailed information about construction techniques, medical practices, astronomical observations, and artistic achievements. What we don't have is direct access to the thought processes, decision-making systems, or theoretical frameworks that guided these achievements. We can observe the results of ancient Egyptian science and engineering, but we have to infer the underlying knowledge systems from physical evidence. This means that archaeological interpretation always involves some degree of uncertainty and ongoing revision as new evidence emerges. The promised announcements for 2025 may well provide new evidence that requires revising current theories about Egyptian capabilities and achievements. This is how archaeology progresses, through the accumulation of evidence that gradually builds more complete and accurate understanding of past civilizations. The recent discovery of gold tongues placed in mummies provides another example of how archaeological evidence reveals the complexity of ancient Egyptian beliefs and practices. These weren't random burial customs. They were part of sophisticated theoretical systems about death, afterlife, and spiritual transformation. Understanding these systems requires combining archaeological evidence with textual sources and comparative cultural analysis. Current archaeological work is revealing evidence of these institutional systems in the form of training sites, workshops, administrative records, and technological infrastructure. We are beginning to understand not just what ancient Egyptians achieved, but how they organized society to support and maintain these achievements across centuries. The ongoing investigations at sites throughout Egypt and former Egyptian territories are contributing to this growing understanding. Each excavation season brings new evidence about daily life, social organization, technical practices, and cultural systems. The cumulative effect is a much more detailed and nuanced picture of ancient Egyptian civilization than was available to earlier generations of researchers. The integration of multiple scanning technologies is providing unprecedented detail about buried structures and their relationships to known monuments. This technological capability is revealing information that will guide archaeological investigation for decades to come. We're entering a period where we can plan excavations based on detailed knowledge of what lies beneath the surface. The international scope of current research is also revealing the broader context of Egyptian achievements. The Nubian discoveries show how Egyptian knowledge and practices spread throughout their empire. Comparative studies with contemporary civilizations are revealing patterns of cultural exchange and technological development that influenced achievements throughout the ancient world. The medical papyrus describing cancer treatment represents evidence of systematic investigation and record-keeping that supported advanced medical practice. This wasn't isolated knowledge, it was part of institutional systems for medical training, patient care, and treatment development. Understanding these systems provides insights into how ancient societies developed and maintained specialized knowledge. The astronomical observatory discovery provides similar evidence about systematic scientific investigation. These weren't casual observations of celestial movements. They were part of organized programs of data collection and analysis that supported architectural planning, religious calendar development, and agricultural scheduling. As we await the major announcements promised for 2025, the archaeological community is preparing for discoveries that may well require revising current understanding of ancient Egyptian capabilities and achievements. The combination of new technologies and accumulated expertise is creating unprecedented opportunities for advancing knowledge about one of humanity's most remarkable civilizations. The story of contemporary Egyptian archaeology demonstrates how patient scientific investigation gradually reveals the complexity and sophistication of past achievements. Each discovery builds on previous work while opening new questions for future research. The L-shaped anomaly beneath Giza represents just one piece of an enormous puzzle that archaeologists are slowly but steadily assembling. The genuine mysteries of ancient Egypt are far more fascinating than any fictional or speculative account. They represent real human achievements that demonstrate the remarkable capabilities of our species when knowledge, organization, and determination combine to pursue ambitious goals. Understanding these achievements provides insights not just into the past, but into human potential and the kinds of civilizations we might create in our own time.